Welcome back. This is Genesis with Sozo Education and Beauty Supply, and today is another exciting soapy day because we're going to make Kaleidoscope soaps. So, I'm nervous about this. Couple different reasons. I did take her master course, so cool. And when I watched this part over and over and over again, and her mold was like staying like straight in the middle, and this is not. So I think the only reason why I can think that it would do that is because like once you actually get started, and you put the first color in there, then that's gonna like stabilize it. So I'm gonna stop worrying about that for now. And the fragrance that we are using is Apple Happy Camper Candy. This on the level 9, it's can go up to 20%, which we are not doing that. And it can discolor up to 0.4. So that'll be interesting for me to see like what that would actually do in here. For colors, I'm going to do one color, neon green. In my white, I'm going to attempt to put this snowflake sparkle to see if it actually sparkles. And then I don't have a dark green. So I'm going to attempt to take this jade green and then possibly add, a little bit of blue to it. Possibly nocturnal mica from Nurture Soap. I think I'm going to try to add a little bit of this to the jade green first and then see what I think about that, and then maybe do the blue. Like, I don't know. I'm debating on exactly how I'm going to try to get to this color here. Right now, like this, my oils are sitting at 109. It says 113. And my lye water is at 82. So definitely, a lot more cooled down. So I am going to start this whole process here. Because why not? According to my little fragrance chart, that the Apple Happy Camper does not cause acceleration or ricing or like any of the things. So we shall test out that theory. This is the first time that I have used like, actual for reals water. Everything else I've done was like, aloe vera juice or different things of that nature. So this is kind of interesting. So I am going to use the immersion blender a little bit. But I want this to stay at a really light trace. And this is her recipe. This is also the first time that I am trying this recipe. So this is the recipe that is within the course that I had taken. Okay, so now that is mixed in there, then I'm going to add this. So this is kaolin clay in here. Okay, got that. All right, and now we're gonna do a little bit of blendy. And then let's check this out. So I am very, very like excited for, what this whole thing is going to bring, because at the store that I am at, I really need to be like something different, because there are other people that have soap at the painted tree, but they're not doing anything different. Oh, well, that's lame. Huh. All right, well, I guess it still works. That's interesting. My whole little doohickey came off there. So I'm hoping that this will be, a point of difference, that I can still make soap that is very good for you, and at the same time make it be pretty. Oh, you know what I should have did? I'm gonna stop mixing this just for the moment, because I should have actually taken and mixed my colorants with a little bit of the oil. So I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna do it with a little bit of the olive oil, and like, I don't even need that much olive oil. So let's split this in between, just so I can get it started. I forgot I wanted to do that before. See? Like, this is why we write all of the things down. Okay, let's check out and see what that guy looks like. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is like super thick. I think we are going to have to switch to a different plan. That's crazy, just that little bit of mixy. So maybe this fragrance does cause acceleration, because that is way too thick. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with just having just a little bit of a dot of, oh, where's my stick? Let's do it with one of these guys. Yeah, like this is hardcore thickums. Ew. I kind of like that. I'm okay with that. I will go with that. And then this one's going to be my sparkly. I might add, even more sparkly to that. Okay. Well, let me just see here. Let me get all my colorants out the way. And this is definitely, I guess I could always put it in there, but this is not gonna work. So luckily I have one of my other soap molds. We're gonna see-ish. I have like everything all, I did math out things and stuff. So that way, I would not have to guess. I guess let me keep that one in here. I mean, shoot, the other recipes that I used the other day for that plop thing, like those took forever. So this is kind of very interesting. Very, very interesting. Like, whoa, bro. All right, wealth mold. That's what we're going with right now. And we're just gonna do some swirly stuff. So, last time that I worked with the titanium dioxide and I wanted it white, it was not totally completely white. So definitely going to add more into this one. To make sure that it's more white, especially since it says that it is supposed to discolor, you know, a little bit. I don't remember if in the notes if it said what color that would make it discolor, but or what color it would discolor to, I should say. And I'm gonna go with, we still need more white, which, you know, also in this same token, we are adding more water into this batter. I mean, I watched the videos that she did like a ton of times. And even though this is still, I mean, obviously it's very pliable, but nowhere near for Kaleidoscope. That's for sure. And man, I also think that instead of mixing my titanium dioxide with a 2-to-1 ratio, that I think I want to do it at like a 1-to-1 ratio of the distilled water and the titanium dioxide. So that way I'm not adding as much water to it. I really think that's about as light as I'm going to get with that. So let me get these guys going over here and just see where they are at. And when I did the Soap Club challenge, I added titanium dioxide in with my neons, and apparently I did not need to do that. So apparently I should have just done it with the neons by itself. So this will give me an opportunity to be able to test out that theory and see if we need any more, or, you know, if that would be really the case, I guess. Because that would be pretty cool if you could add a little bit less of that. But see, this is where like me doing nails and me doing soap things is kind of interesting, because, you know, the theories don't always match with everything. So Okay, and I want to start mixing this other one in just because it's definitely thicken up here. So I want to at least be able to get some colorant in here if it's gonna keep going crazy. I love these little silicone containers. Like, I cannot tell you how much I love these containers. I don't know if I am now in love with that color. I don't think it's enough. So let me add, I'm gonna do another micro. Let's do 2 more of the micro scoopies and another like tish of that black in there. You know, this really sucks. It's still gonna make soap, so I gotta stay on that like thought process. But man, oh man, this is interesting. So at least, you know, because I'm videoing my whole journey, I can now send this to her and be like, yo, what did I do here? Because this is just crazy. All right, so I'm happy enough with that. This one is still like good. This one is the most fluid out of everything. So I think I'm just gonna layer this into this mold here. Guess it's a good thing I got all my stuff clean, huh? Gonna randomly layer this guy in here and then try to create a swirly pattern. I would say this is the first time that I have used salt in the form of like actual salt, and this is the first time I have used sugar in the form of real sugar, like I did the honey one, you know, and that one got super hot. And I have used sodium lactate in it. So I am definitely glad that I will still be able to turn it into something for sure. We are here for attempt 2 at this point. So I just wanted to show this guy. It's only been, overnight, so he's still going to stay here, but I really like what the colors did. So, very excited about that, but I will keep the cover on him for a while longer. And then I decided to switch fragrance because it was more than likely the fragrance. So I did, or I'm now doing sour watermelon candy. This one has an 84% like usage rate possibility, but I'm not doing that. So don't have to worry about that. It's just, again, it was one that says that it doesn't rice, it doesn't accelerate. This one does not discolor at all because it doesn't have any vanilla in it, or it just says on their notes anyway. I'm going to try again to use the Snowflake Sparkle from Nurture Handmade. That's what they are now. And then I'm going to still use the Green Neon, also from Nurture. And then Material Girl from Nurture. So I have dispersed them. This time I did it in the sunflower oil like she did in the video. Not that I think it really would have made a difference in what happened before, only because of the fact that that would have happened like either way, I think. So I am going to mix up my oils a little bit more now, and we'll see what temperature they are sitting at. That one says 91. A minute ago it said that it was at 105. So I might need now to just in that little bit of time, let me warm it up just a little bit more. Let me check where my lye is at again. That one is at 104. So I think I'm going to wait to put these like into my little jars just because I want it to be on top of the batter to be able to mix these really well. But, I've got everything ready. So hopefully we can make this be a successful batch this time. It's kind of interesting from, moment to moment. With the lye, the last time it had some little pieces and stuff within it, and this time it doesn't, so I'm still going to strain it anyway. Let's see if so now we're at 115 and ready. So I'm gonna strain this out. Okay. And I think to be on the safer side, before I do any immersion blending at all, I am going to add my fragrance in. And then I do have like what I want to split them all off to written down as well. I'm hoping that this one smells really good. Like, I wasn't particularly fond of the fragrance when I had made it into my scrub cubes. Like, I tend to really, I don't like artificial or like taste even artificial like watermelon. But I do have a couple of my clients that really like it. So we shall see. How this ends up working out here. Okay, so far I'm not seeing anything crazy. So let's just give it a gentle tap here. It's crazy, like, you know, how many different things that can happen with this. But I definitely still have my other mold on the side just in case. And because I'm going to mix these like when they are also in the thing, in the little individual containers, I think that I just might stop here because there could be so many factors of what happened that other day. So even though, you know, I know that this is nowhere close, I know that I'm also going to be mixing it some more. So let me disconnect this guy here, and then we're going to start weighing these out and separating them. So for the 3 different colors, I'm going to do 361, and it really doesn't make, you know, a massive amount of difference. And if it's like super, super close to that number, but you just want them to be kind of close. This is not even reading right now. Why? Why are we not wanting to calculate things? And I want it to be grams. Thank you very much. Tear. It is hardcore acting a fool right now. All right, let's see what we want to do now. 361. Okay. Actually, oops. I guess I could have done that with that in there and it wouldn't have made any difference. As long as I teared it. Okay. And then everything else is going to go in this last bucket here. So let me get that out of the way. Definitely like super nervous this time because, you know, this is so interesting to me. Okay, so this is still pretty fluid. Okay. So let's do the first one. Again, this is my dispersed titanium dioxide. So I am going to take out all of my little glitters. And I'm like, look how much you can get like by using these little silicone cups. Like, they truly are my favorite. I'm going to start just a little bit at a time because for some reason, like, I still have not been able to get like an actual real good white. So we'll see here if I can manage to get a good white. And maybe I don't know, because everybody pretty much does it where they are mixing the 2-to-1 ratio. I've only seen a couple people like actually disperse the titanium dioxide like directly in the batter. So I'm really torn, but seems like I'm definitely using a lot just to be able to get the white. But I'm very happy with how this is performing. And another thing with all of the safety gear situation, it's interesting to me how, even though like I have cleaned the inside of my goggles and I have cleaned the outside of my goggles with vinegar, with alcohol, whatever, and they still like keep fogging up. And I'm like, I'm just trying to be safe, but honestly, like, it's very difficult to try to meet that goal. It really sucks. I'm liking this color. So if you guys have any tips of how to not be steamy, and it's like they have little holes in them and everything. I definitely might say with, that neon, that I could possibly use even more in there than what I did use. But I'm trying to make sure that I measure everything out, and document everything, so that way I can keep a good idea once I do find, the color that I really, really like, and make sure that I'm using that much from there on. Like this one, I definitely think that needs to have some more saturation. covering the bottom. It's still wanting to go off to the side. Let me see if just for some reason, like these guys are weighing them down by having them on top. Oh, of course I did. I saw that coming super quick. Let me see if I can fetch that guy out of there. Oh. Well, there's that. I don't think I have anything else that can really grab it out of the bottom, so I think we're just going to keep going. And now, you know what? We are just going to screw all of this up because I want to know if basically I need a spoon, I think. Okay. Try this again. Yeah, see, I am super confused as to why mine is leaning off to the side like that. But let's try to pour this again. Because I think this is going to make it tilt. Yeah, see? So I'm just going to gently hold this. Like, I'm sorry, I don't think you guys can really see this. Trying to get this centered is not, or like get it to pour out centered, I guess. Let me try going down further. I don't know how she did all of the filming for this. Definitely starting to thick up a little bit. For sure. still wants to go off to the side. I do think it's getting a little bit thicker now though. So let me see. I think that attempt was even worse. I'm trying not to like actually touch the nozzle to the thing to see if that would make any difference, but I actually think it's better if you kind of like I don't know how good you can see in there. If you kind of like move it around a little bit and like hug the rod with the bottle. Starting to hold a little straighter now. So now I'm gonna try not even to like, I'm gonna try to do it like off to the side of where hopefully I get to finish this because it thickums for sure. And I'm making a mess. So I'm just leaving the stick off to that side now and focusing on just pouring in the center. I would definitely say out of all of them, that green is definitely thicker. So I'm kind of wondering if that is because of neon things. I might end up having some extra, which that's fine because I have one of these sponges that I have been trying to make so I can always just put it in one of those sponges. All right, let's see if I can get a little bit more out of here. Okay. And then now, I guess I could just set him off to the side. I think no matter what, like this is gonna look super, super, super cool. Like, we shall seize. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of all of this extra batter. And like, man, this is definitely a mess. And basically, I'm gonna pour everything into, let's set him off to the side over there. I'm gonna pour everything into this one so it'll kind of have some type of a swirly thing and get more of this soap into one thing. Okay, so there's that. Okay, and then this is the sponge situation that I had set up. And I'm just gonna, you know, that slight stir. And then I'm gonna try to like move this so I can get everything poured in like a way that it would go to the bottom of this. My thought is that long term, I would like to maybe make, you know, some silicone molds or get like a silicone bowl essentially and poke the hole in the bottom of it, and then put the soap in there so it'll be easier to unmold than like maybe what this situation is going to be. But we will see. This is just fully experimental right now. And since I don't have, you know, enough batter to really do a whole nother loaf or something, why not do something like this? So see, like that side didn't get as much in there. So I'm gonna try to like coat this all and get it distributed. But if it was silicone, you know, maybe this would be easier. So what I don't like about what people do now is that, you know, they just plop it in on like the side that you would use the fastest. You know, and then it's like this just this chunk of soap. So maybe definitely if it was a super liquid batter, this would probably work better. But okay, side project done. And then I am going to get this covered, and then we will be back for the ultimate reveal of this situation. If anything, it's going to be super colorful, right? And it's still going to be soap. So there's that. Okay, so we are going to unmold this guy that was supposed to be a kaleidoscope that then decided it was gonna be a shorty swirly. So this one has been curing for a couple of days, and I definitely like how it feels. It's a little bit firmer, I guess. So we'll see if that makes the cut be okay, you know, or any more difficult, I guess. Okay, so I am going to see if I, take off just, oh, he is so pretty. This is definitely a happy little accident for sure. Oh, got a little hole up at the top, but I'm definitely loving that darker color that I did, it was a good choice to mix that black onto the inside of it. Oh, and these do smell like so good. And this will give me the ability to test out this recipe, you know, as far as how it feels as well. Another little air bubble there, and that's there's like a little dot of where the neon did not get mixed in. So pretty. It's almost like it's translucent. The I don't know if it's just because of how it's cutting, or like maybe, you know, the pigmentation of it, because still clearly I could have used more of that green neon, because this is not a neon color. So whether also the neon color, because if I remember correctly, this one said that it would discolor a little bit. So maybe that's why it's not as neon. Or that it is because I didn't put the crazy amount of neon in there. So that is also very interesting. Oh, like, I just love how that dark and light fades in with each other. Okay, and then I'm gonna try to split this guy in half. And then we're gonna split the half in half. Perfect. Yay. And now we will get to the lather test. Okay, so I'm not sure quite how this is gonna go. I wanted to try to unmold this, at least the first part of it, and when I took this off the first time, it seemed like it was super soft. So I put it into the freezer. And then now I am going to, like, this part looked like it separated, so that was good. Oh, Jesus. Okay. So that might actually, it might come out pretty good. So this is a thingy for bath bombs to help with the molds. Oh, it's sliding out really nicely. I thought, like, you know, it was gonna be like super crazy. I was trying to find something that was you know, the same size as this was. So not too bad. And then we're gonna let this cool down, or come back to room temperature, because it was in the freezer for a lot of hours. And then we will come back and cut it and just see what we end up with. I mean, either way, it's going to be super colorful, even if I don't get a design, but yay! I am excited. I mean, like, I don't know if I should do like the top first or the bottom. Like, kind of think like just just gonna start on the bottom because I'm really curious to see how my screw up did with this. Make it like shifted as it went down here. It might have some potential. That's kind of weird how it cut though, but look. Okay, so that's kind of weird. Like it's missing a thing there. So maybe, and like on here too, like I think, you know, maybe it would have to do with like how you're pouring it, that the layers, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm thinking, but obviously it all has to do with how you pour it, right? I'm halfway thinking maybe I just want to do these. I mean, does it really make that big of a difference, an inch versus a 1/4 inch? Because this is so small, I think I want to share these more. So I'm gonna do this at like 2, I don't know if this is 2 centimeters or quite what it is. Oh, like, and this was it was a screwed up pour, or well, like, I don't know, it started getting thickums. Look at it. Look at it. Like, oh my God. That is so crazy. Oh my God. Okay. Like, that is perfect watermelon-y. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Okay, let's go. Pay attention. Focus. Focus. Oh. Like, oh. You know, in that, the neon, like, it kind of has these, I don't know, again, maybe because I'm not using enough of it or something, but it looks like, kind of like it's almost transparent, I guess. Just, oh my gosh. I wonder, maybe you guys tell me, like, I don't know if you can tell in there. I think that's like maybe Glycerin Rivers. Possibly. Oh no, but I bet you, because I used the sparkly in this. So you can still see the little tiny bits of the sparklies, but I don't know. I mean, it's not like super sparkly because obviously, like, dude, I forgot that they were in there. But, oh, this is just, oh, I am in utter love. So this is the second attempt, right? At doing these ones particularly. And if this is the second attempt, oh, there is definitely like little pieces of the glitters in there. You know, I don't know, you guys tell me when you guys do your glitters, or, you know, like, what shimmers do you use in your soaps? Because to like actually get a shimmer. See, I think that one's a little bit more, I would want to say with the Glycerin Rivers is what this would be. Keep in mind, okay, this is also that, like, that's the white, that essentially it would have more water in it because of the titanium dioxide that's in there. So, oh, dang it. I'm so excited. Oh, this just gets better and better, you guys. That would be the other half of that one. Oh, these are just so beautiful. And you know, I mean, like every single one of them is going to be different. So even if I do these same colors again with the same fragrance, so I think I'm going to attempt to shave off just a tiny, that's not a tiny amount of this little end cap guy here. Ugh. I don't know how I can do this any better. Okay, so this was like, you know, towards the end of it, obviously, just like the other side, that it's not going to be the most amazing. But for samples, like, you know, I wonder if I just cut this into 4s. So that way, like, you could really see the design of these. Oh, like, I just cannot. Do you know how, like, bro, how hard is it going to be for me to continue to make these and, like, not cut them right away? Like, I'm just gonna have to constantly make them, so that way, like, every day I could go through this process. Like, oh, it's so gorgeous. I am so thankful that I found Love Your Suds. I just, oh, I love it. I love it. I can't just, I don't even know. And then we already tested the lather, you know, the previous time. So I'm not going to test the lather again with these ones. I will just show final pictures. And dude, if we did glow in the dark, well, but I know that's going to accelerate though. But I want to make everything glow in the dark. So I don't know. I'm just going to sit in my excitement here, and I got to get ready to do another one, man. These are just too beautiful. Bye.